Imagine walking through a gate made of whispers and ancient wood, where the air smells of rain-kissed petals and damp earth. Imagine a garden that doesn't ask for your wallet, but for your soul, where a discarded bottle becomes a pathway of light, and a fallen branch tells a story of elegance. Close your eyes. Can you see it? A sanctuary that feels like a hidden Japanese masterpiece, built entirely by your own hands from the magic others threw away. Today, we step into that dream. Welcome back to Home and Garden Borneo, where we believe beauty isn't bought, it's grown and crafted. If you find peace in the rustle of leaves and the touch of weathered wood, you've found your home. Every week, we curate a new series of inspirations to help you transform your space into a rustic sanctuary. If this speaks to you, join our growing family by hitting that subscribe button. We are on this journey together every Sunday. By the way, I'd love to know, where in the world are you watching from today? Tell me your city in the comments. It helps our garden grow across borders. One, the cement aquarium planter. Imagine a quiet corner where time seems to slow down, guided only by the rhythmic pulse of falling water. Picture a heavy, weathered stone basin, its surface etched by years of sun and rain, cradling a pool of liquid glass. Upon this silent mirror, delicate rose petals drift, fragments of velvet silk in shades of blush and crimson, dancing to a melody only the wind can hear. This is more than just water and stone. It is a vessel for your morning reflections and a sanctuary for the weary spirit. In the gentle swirl of these petals, we find a reminder of life's beautiful transience, how grace can be found even in the simplest of elements when they are gathered with intention. There is a profound peace in watching something so fragile find its home upon something so solid, a timeless bond between the earth's strength and the garden's fleeting breath. It whispers of a world where we take only what nature offers and turn it into a monument of stillness. As the water continues its soft, eternal hum, we find our gaze wandering toward the edges of this sanctuary, where the path begins to change its shape. Two, the Rustic Log Bench. Imagine standing before a portal that was not built, but rather woven by the hands of time and the tides. Visualize an archway crafted from driftwood, each silvered branch a silent witness to a journey across vast waters, now finding its purpose in the stillness of your garden. The wood is smooth to the touch, sun-bleached and salt-kissed, twisting upward like the ancient roots of a dream. As you step beneath its weathered boughs, the world behind you fades, replaced by the soft embrace of climbing vines that cling to the wood like old memories. This structure is a bridge between the wild unknown and the sanctuary you call home. It represents the strength found in letting go, how something cast away by the sea can become the very foundation of a new beginning. There is a sacred geometry in these tangled limbs, a reminder that beauty does not require straight lines or polished surfaces, but rather the honesty of nature's own design. To walk through this arch is to honor the resilience of the spirit, finding elegance in the worn and majesty in the reclaimed. It is a threshold that invites you to leave your worries at the gate and enter a space where only peace is allowed to grow. As you move deeper into the green shadows, a soft glow begins to emanate from the ground, guiding your feet toward the hidden details of the earth. Three, the Terracotta Pot Tower. Visualize a path that breathes, where every step is guided by the soft, emerald glow of living velvet. Imagine small lanterns carved from humble stone, now wearing a thick coat of moss like a mantle of green fur, standing as silent sentinels along the garden's edge. As twilight deepens, a warm, golden heart begins to beat within them, a light that doesn't pierce the darkness, but gently cradles it. The stone feels cool and damp, a tactile reminder of the slow, patient work of nature as it reclaims what we have built. These mossy lanterns are the storytellers of the shade, celebrating the beauty that grows in the quiet, damp corners where others might not look. They represent a deep, philosophical patience, the understanding that true character is not polished, but grown through seasons of persistence. There is an ancient bond between the fire we carry within and the earth that surrounds us, a reminder that even in the dampest shadows, there is a place for light to dwell. To follow this path is to walk in harmony with time itself, seeing the moss not as a blemish, but as the garden's own embroidery. It is a humble invitation to slow your pace and notice the life that thrives in the stillness. As the golden light flickers against the green, your eyes are drawn upward to a vertical tapestry that defies the boundaries of space. Four, the vintage ladder plant stand. Imagine a boundary that doesn't divide, but instead invites the soul to climb. Picture a weathered fence of reclaimed wood, no longer a mere barrier of silent planks, but a breathing tapestry of life. Visualize a cascade of miniature roses and emerald ivy, draping over the timber like a living waterfall of velvet and scent. The air here is thick with the sweet perfume of blooms and the earthy fragrance of damp leaves, creating a wall of color that rises toward the sun, turning the edges of your world into a sanctuary of green. This living wall is a testament to the idea that even the smallest space can hold a forest's worth of dreams. It reflects our own desire for growth and the way we can transform the rigid structures of our lives into something soft, vibrant, and ever-changing. There is a quiet wisdom in the way the vines cling to the wood, a symbol of togetherness and the strength found in reaching upward while staying rooted in the earth. To sit beside this vertical garden is to feel protected by the very life you have nurtured. A gentle reminder that when we give nature a place to lean, it repays us with a beauty that knows no heights. It is an invitation to look up and see that the sky is not the limit, but a canvas for your garden to paint upon. As you trace the path of a climbing vine, your eye catches a glint of light, a reflection that suggests there is more to this garden than meets the eye. Five, the stone spiral herb garden. Imagine walking toward the edge of your garden, only to discover that the world does not end, but opens into a twin reality. Picture a secret gateway made not of iron or wood, but of light and reflection. A vintage mirror tucked carefully behind a curtain of ivy and ancient boughs. It stands there, a silvered window into another dimension, tricking the eye into believing that the path continues forever into a deeper, even more vibrant sanctuary. The cool surface of the glass catches the dance of the leaves and the shifting hues of the sky, echoing the garden's beauty back to itself in a silent, shimmering loop. This mirror gateway is a tribute to the power of perspective, the realization that our limits are often only where we choose to stop looking. It reflects our own inner landscapes, suggesting that there is always a deeper layer to find within the familiar, a second chance to see the beauty we might have missed. There is a mystical bond between the seen and the unseen, a reminder that even in a small corner of the world, we can create an illusion of infinite grace. To gaze into this mirror is to see your own garden as a dream that has no end, a sanctuary where reality and reflection meet in a timeless embrace of green and gold. As the sun catches the glass one last time, your journey takes another turn, leading you toward the humble materials that hold the secrets of the earth. Six, the Pallet wood vertical garden. Imagine a path where the earth is kissed by jewels of light, born from the very things we once thought to cast away. Visualize a walkway defined not by cold concrete, but by a rhythmic line of glass, amber, emerald, and cobalt, buried deep within the soil, revealing only their smooth, rounded hearts to the sun. As you walk, the light dances through these translucent sentinels, casting soft, colored shadows upon the gravel like a mosaic made of memories and second chances. This pathway border is a celebration of the cycle of renewal, a reminder that beauty often hides beneath the surface of the ordinary. It reflects a philosophy of mindful living, where we honor every vessel and find art in the discarded. There is a quiet, rhythmic music in the way these bottles stand together, a bond formed by the shared purpose of protecting the garden's edge. To trace this path is to walk upon a bridge between the past and the present, seeing how the remnants of yesterday can light the way for tomorrow's growth. It is a humble invitation to look closer at what we hold in our hands, and to see the sparkling potential in the things we've left behind. As the path curves, the glass fades into the warm, solid embrace of the woods, leading you toward a place of rest. Seven, the old boot succulent planters. Imagine a seat that was not manufactured, but rather gathered from the whispers of the forest floor. Visualize a bench where the gnarled, weathered branches of an ancient tree have found a second life, coming together to offer a place of deep, grounded rest. The wood is cool and textured, still carrying the patterns of the bark and the silent strength of the seasons it has endured. As you sit, you feel the solid embrace of the earth beneath you, a tangible connection to the quiet power of the trees that have watched the world turn for generations. This rustic bench is more than just a place to sit. It is a sacred invitation to rejoin the rhythm of the natural world. It reflects a philosophy of stillness, the belief that the most profound conversations often happen in the absence of words, between a human heart and the living wood. There is a timeless bond in this simple structure, a reminder that we are at our best when we align ourselves with the raw, unpolished beauty of the wild. To rest here is to honor the memory of the trees and to find peace in the understanding that we, too, are part of this grand, organic tapestry. It is a humble throne of the ordinary, where you can watch the dance of the leaves and feel the world breathe in harmony with your own. As you rise from this seat of stillness, the sound of a distant, soft splash draws you toward a hidden source of life. Eight, the Tree Stump Fairy House. Imagine a shallow altar of stone and water, hidden beneath the dappled shade of a friendly bough. Picture a vessel born from humble cement, yet molded into the delicate likeness of a fallen leaf, its veins etched into the gray surface like a permanent memory of the forest. Within its cool, gray embrace lies a mirror of sky, a quiet invitation for the winged travelers of the air to descend and wash away the dust of their journeys. The water is still, save for the fleeting moment a songbird touches the surface, sending rings of liquid light dancing toward the mossy edges. This handcrafted sanctuary is a tribute to the silent pact between the gardener and the wild. It reflects an emotional bond with the creatures that bring music to our mornings, a reminder that true hospitality is found in the simplest of offerings. There is a deep, philosophical beauty in taking a material as cold and industrial as cement and turning it into a source of life and refreshment. To place this bird bath in your garden is to create a station of peace, a shared space where the boundaries between the human world and the wild are softened by a few drops of water. It is a humble monument to togetherness, reminding us that we are never truly alone when we make room for the lives that soar above us. As the echoes of a bird's song fade into the afternoon air, your attention is drawn to the foot of an old tree, where a tiny doorway hints at a world unseen. Nine, the fairy door on old tree trunk. Imagine kneeling upon the damp, fragrant earth to discover a secret that only the trees and the wind know. Visualize a tiny doorway, crafted from slivers of scrap wood and weathered twigs, nestled perfectly into the deep ridges of an ancient tree's bark. It is a portal to another realm, a quiet whisper of magic that reminds us to never stop looking for the extraordinary in the hidden corners of our world. The door, with its miniature latch and stone step, looks as though it has always been part of the tree, a gift from the wood to the imagination of those who pass by. This small, enchanted detail is a tribute to the childlike wonder that lives within us all. It reflects a philosophical bond between our reality and the stories we tell, a reminder that a garden is not just a collection of plants, but a place where dreams are allowed to take root. There is an emotional warmth in creating a home for the unseen, a gesture of hospitality that expands the spirit of your sanctuary. To place a fairy door at the base of a tree is to invite mystery into the mundane, honoring the timeless connection between humans and the folklore of the land. It is a humble sign that here, in this quiet space, everything is possible, and every living thing, no matter how small, has a place to belong. As you rise from the mossy roots, your gaze is drawn to a structure of balance and strength, where stone rises upon stone in silent meditation. The stacked stone Zen towers. Imagine a place where gravity and grace meet in a silent, vertical dance. Visualize towers of stone, rising from the earth like humble monuments to patience, each pebble and rock carefully chosen, held together not by mortar, but by the quiet weight of intention. These stacked cairns stand as sentinels of stillness amidst the ever-moving garden, their weathered surfaces telling a story of rivers traveled and mountains climbed, now finding equilibrium in the center of your sanctuary. This arrangement of stone is a physical prayer for balance in a chaotic world. It reflects the emotional journey of finding our own center, a reminder that even the heaviest burdens can be carried with elegance when we find the right point of contact. There is a timeless, philosophical bond between the human hand that stacks and the ancient stone that remains. A conversation that spans eons, rooted in the simple act of creating order from the scattered fragments of nature. To build these towers is to practice the art of presence, honoring the bond between our fleeting moments and the eternal resilience of the earth. It is a humble invitation to still your mind and realize that, like these stones, you are capable of standing tall through the shifting winds of life. As the shadows of the stones lengthen across the gravel, you find yourself drawn toward the water's edge, where the whispers of the sea meet the rustle of the leaves. The hanging succulent driftwood. Imagine a piece of the ocean's history suspended in the air, cradling the vibrant sparks of 1,000 lives. Visualize a heavy limb of driftwood, sculpted by the salt, the sun, and the tireless rhythm of the waves, now serving as a cradle for the patient, resilient hearts of succulents. These plants, with their fleshy leaves of emerald, plum, and dusty rose, find their home in the deep fissures and hollows of the wood, their roots intertwining with a story that began far beyond the garden's edge. It is a slow, vertical dance of textures, where the hard, silvered patina of the sea meets the soft, living velvet of the earth. This hanging garden is a celebration of life's ability to thrive in the most unlikely of vessels. It reflects a philosophical bond between the wanderer and the rooted, a reminder that even after the longest journey, there is a place of rest and renewal waiting to be discovered. There is an emotional warmth in watching these quiet plants claim the ancient wood as their own, a testament to the timeless resilience that connects all living things. To hang this sculpture in your sanctuary is to honor the art of the reclaimed, seeing the extraordinary beauty in a branch that was once considered lost to the tides. It is an invitation to see your own history as a foundation for new growth, a reminder that every weathered line is but a place for a new dream to take root. As the hanging wood sways gently in the breeze, your eyes follow the path toward the ground, where the broken fragments of the past are being mended into a miniature world of stone. The broken pottery cottage planters. Imagine a world where nothing is ever truly lost, only waiting to be reimagined. Visualize a heavy terracotta pot, once shattered by a careless moment or the relentless change of seasons, now rising again as a tiered hillside for the smallest of inhabitants. Within its fractured walls, shards of clay become winding staircases and sturdy terraces, cradling clusters of emerald moss and tiny, star-like succulents. It is a miniature landscape of resilience, where the jagged edges of a heartbreak have been softened by the patient touch of the earth and the creative spirit of the gardener. This humble pottery cottage is a celebration of the Japanese spirit of kintsugi, the art of finding beauty in the broken and the mended. It reflects a deep, philosophical understanding that our scars and fragments do not diminish us. They provide the very foundation for a new and more intricate beauty to bloom. There is an emotional warmth in building these tiny worlds, a reminder that with a little care, we can turn a pile of debris into a sanctuary of wonder. To place this planter in your garden is to honor the cycles of life, seeing every ending as an invitation for a miniature beginning. It is a quiet promise that no matter how shattered things may seem, there is always room for a tiny seed to find its home and grow toward the light. As your eye follows the miniature steps up the clay hillside, the soft sound of bamboo hitting stone calls you toward a corner of rhythmic peace. The bamboo water trickle shusha odoshi. Imagine a sound that marks the very pulse of stillness. Visualize a slender hollow of bamboo, polished by water and time, slowly filling with a cool, crystal stream. There is a moment of bated breath, a heavy silence, before the bamboo tips, releasing its liquid burden with a soft splash, only to strike a stone with a rhythmic, resonant clack that echoes through the trees. This is the shusha-odoshi, the deer scare, a traditional guardian of the garden that uses the weight of water to measure the passage of a peaceful afternoon. This water feature is a meditation on the beauty of the cycle, the filling and the emptying, the movement and the rest. It reflects a deep, philosophical bond with the concept of mindfulness, reminding us that even in our busiest moments, there is a rhythm to be found if we only stop to listen. There is an emotional calm in this mechanical heartbeat, a reassurance that nature carries its own clock, independent of our hurry. To place this bamboo fountain in your sanctuary is to invite a timeless conversation between the hollow wood and the solid stone. It is a humble reminder that grace is found in the release, and that every strike against the stone is not an end, but a signal for a fresh beginning. As the bamboo returns to its silent vigil, your gaze is drawn toward a weathered frame that stands like a gateway to a forgotten memory. "14. The Old Door Garden Backdrop. Imagine a threshold that leads nowhere, yet invites the mind to travel everywhere. Visualize an old wooden door, its paint softened and peeled by the patient breath of time, standing solitary among the whispering leaves. It is a portal that has forgotten its house, now finding its purpose as a silent sentinel of the garden. A canvas for climbing roses and a guardian of forgotten stories. The iron handle, cool and heavy with history, serves as a reminder of the hands that once passed through, while the wood itself breathes with the warmth of the sun and the dampness of the earth. This standing door is a celebration of the transitions in our own lives, a reminder that every ending is merely the beginning of a different kind of beauty. It reflects a deep, philosophical bond with the concept of the in-between, the quiet spaces where we pause to reflect before stepping into the next season. There is an emotional magic in seeing a structure designed for enclosure now standing in total openness, embraced by the very nature it once sought to keep at bay. To place this door in your sanctuary is to honor the art of the vintage, seeing the extraordinary in the weathered and the wise. It is a humble invitation to pause at the threshold, to breathe in the scent of damp wood and blooming flowers, and to realize that the most beautiful journeys are often the ones where we stay exactly where we are. As the light fades through the cracks in the old wood, your gaze shifts to a silhouette of metal and wheels, carrying a bounty of color into the heart of the garden. "15. The Vintage Bicycle Flower Stand. Imagine a traveler who has finally found a place to rest, turning a long journey into a permanent bloom. Visualize an old bicycle, its wheels once spinning through dusty lanes and morning mists, now standing still amidst the soft embrace of the garden. It is no longer a machine of movement, but a vessel of life, its baskets overflowing with a riot of colors, from the deep velvet of petunias to the cheerful faces of daisies. The rust on its frame is a patina of experience, a silent chronicle of miles traveled, now finding its soul in the quiet company of the earth. This floral bicycle is a celebration of the beauty of slowing down, a reminder that the most wonderful destinations are often the ones we create exactly where we are. It reflects a philosophical bond with the idea of the eternal pause, where the energy of the past is harnessed to nurture the growth of the present. There is an emotional nostalgia in seeing such a familiar object transformed into a fountain of flowers, a bridge between our childhood memories and the sanctuary we build today. To place this vintage stand in your garden is to honor the art of the journey, seeing every rusted spoke as a trellis for new dreams. It is a humble invitation to park your own worries, to breathe in the fragrance of the blossoms, and to realize that sometimes the best way to move forward is to bloom right where you stand. As the sunlight dances between the spokes, your gaze is drawn toward a hollow frame that captures the garden like a living painting. The window frame wall art. Imagine a window that doesn't look into a room, but captures the very soul of the outdoors. Visualize an old wooden frame, its glass long gone, now hanging upon a garden wall as a silent curator of nature's beauty. It is a portal of perspective, a humble structure of weathered timber that dares to frame the wild, turning a simple cluster of ivy or a cascade of petunias into a living masterpiece. The wood, silvered by the sun and etched by the rain, holds a history of a house it once protected, now finding its joy in the open air, where it serves as a trellis for dreams and a home for the wandering vines. This framed wall art is a celebration of the art in the everyday, a reminder that beauty is often a matter of how we choose to look at it. It reflects a philosophical bond with the idea of the curated wild, where we provide the structure and let nature provide the color and the life. There is an emotional warmth in seeing such a domestic object find its place in the green world, a bridge between our need for order and the garden's desire for freedom. To hang these frames in your sanctuary is to honor the art of seeing, turning every leaf and every bloom into a focal point of wonder. It is a humble invitation to pause and look through the panes of time, realizing that the most beautiful view is the one you have nurtured with your own hands. As your eye travels through the empty panes, your gaze is drawn down to the edge of the path, where the treasures of the sea meet the spirit of the shore. The seashell and sand path borders. Imagine walking upon a path that carries the echo of the ocean deep within the heart of the forest. Visualize a trail defined not by rigid bricks, but by the pearly, sun-bleached treasures of the shore. Seashells of every shape and size, nestled in a bed of fine, pale sand that glows like a ribbon of fallen moonlight. Each shell is a silent vessel of memory, a fragment of a vast, salt-kissed world now finding its place among the petals and the ferns. As your feet brush against the sand, it whispers of tides and ancient journeys, bringing a sense of vast, open horizons to the intimate quiet of your sanctuary. This coastal border is a celebration of the harmony between two worlds, the fluid mystery of the sea and the rooted strength of the earth. It reflects a philosophical bond with the idea of flow, reminding us that even the most grounded lives can find room for the spirit of the traveler. There is an emotional calm in this bright, clean boundary, a reminder of the peace we feel when the waves meet the sand. To edge your path with these seaborne relics is to honor the timeless connection between all natural elements, creating a space where the scent of roses meets the imagined salt of the air. It is a humble invitation to walk softly, to listen for the whispers in the shells, and to realize that every garden is an island of peace in the vastness of the world. As the sand fades into the solid warmth of the earth, your path leads you to a foundation of strength made from the fallen giants of the woods. The log segment stepping stones. Imagine walking upon the very pulse of the forest floor, where every step is a bridge across time. Visualize a path made of solid log segments, crosscuts of fallen giants that now serve as sturdy stepping stones, their surfaces etched with the concentric circles of 100 winters and 100 summers. These wooden discs, silvered by the weather and softened by the damp earth, offer a tactile connection to the slow, patient growth of the wild. As you move from one circle to the next, the path feels alive, cushioned by a velvet carpet of moss that clings to the bark like a secret from the woods. These log segments are a celebration of the tree's second life, a reminder that in the garden, nothing truly ends, it only changes its form. They reflect a philosophical bond with the idea of ancestry, where we walk upon the foundations laid by those who grew before us. There is an emotional groundedness in this organic trail, a sense of safety that only comes from materials that have deep roots in the earth. To lay these slices of wood in your sanctuary is to create a rhythmic dance between your footsteps and the forest's memory. It is a humble invitation to slow your pace, to count the rings of history beneath your feet, and to realize that every path we take is part of a much larger, timeless journey through the green. As the wooden path leads you toward the boundary, your gaze is drawn upward to a delicate weave of metal that reaches for the light. The rusty chain trellis. Imagine a strength that has been softened by the gentle persistence of the rain and the slow embrace of the vines. Visualize a series of heavy iron chains, their links once forged for labor, now finding a poetic peace as they hang vertically against a sun-warmed wall. The metal is cloaked in a rich, orange-red patina of rust, a color that speaks of age and experience, contrasting beautifully with the vibrant, living emerald of the ivy that winds through its loops. It is a structure of industrial bone now serving as a ladder for the garden's dreams, a sturdy guide for the tendrils reaching toward the light. This rusty chain trellis is a celebration of the mending of opposites, the hard and the soft, the permanent and the fleeting. It reflects a deep, philosophical bond with the idea of reclamation, where the cold weight of the past is transformed into a support for the blossoming future. There is an emotional resilience in this iron frame, a reminder that even the strongest things can find a new kind of beauty when they surrender to the garden's pace. To hang these chains in your sanctuary is to honor the art of the rustic, seeing the extraordinary texture in the oxidized and the worn. It is a humble invitation to let your own life climb and expand, trusting in the foundations that have weathered the storms of time. As the vines tighten their grip on the iron links, your gaze is drawn to a spiraling structure of clay and stone, rising from the earth in a geometric dance of life. "20. The tiered herb spiral from bricks. Imagine a structure that rises from the earth like a slow, deliberate whisper of the soil. Visualize a spiral of weathered red bricks, stacked with a rhythmic precision to form a mountain in miniature. A tiered sanctuary where every level offers a different home for the fragrant spirits of the garden. From the sun-drenched peak where rosemary stands tall, to the cool, damp base where mint finds its rest. This spiral is a living map of the microclimates that nature provides. The bricks, with their warm, earthy hues and softened edges, hold the heat of the day, releasing it slowly to the tender roots that embrace them. This herb spiral is a celebration of the infinite within the finite, a reminder that even a small space can hold an entire ecosystem of flavor and fragrance. It reflects a deep, philosophical bond with the patterns of the universe, where the spiral serves as a symbol of growth, journey, and the cyclical nature of all things. There is an emotional satisfaction in seeing these humble materials form a structure of such utility and grace, a bridge between our need for sustenance and our desire for beauty. To build this spiral in your sanctuary is to honor the ancient art of the hearth and the garden, creating a centerpiece where the scents of thyme and lavender mingle in the air. It is a humble invitation to reach out and touch the leaves, to breathe in the essence of the earth, and to realize that life always finds a way to climb toward the light. As the fragrance of the herbs lingers on your fingertips, your gaze is drawn toward a shimmering wall of glass that captures the colors of the sunset. "21. The glass bottle privacy screen. Imagine a wall that doesn't block the light, but drinks it in and pours it back as a kaleidoscope of liquid gems. Visualize hundreds of glass bottles, vessels that once held laughter and shared meals, now standing shoulder to shoulder within a frame of sun-kissed wood. As the afternoon sun finds its way through the leaves, this screen awakens, transforming the garden into a living cathedral of amber, cobalt, and emerald. It is a barrier of transparency, a boundary that protects your peace while celebrating the vibrant transparency of the world beyond. This glass bottle screen is a celebration of the extraordinary hidden within the everyday. It reflects a deep, philosophical bond with the idea of transmutation, where the most common of materials is elevated into a work of art through the power of light and vision. There is an emotional warmth in seeing these translucent spirits gathered together, a reminder that our own stories, when shared and stacked with purpose, can create something far more luminous than we ever could alone. To build this screen in your sanctuary is to honor the art of the reclaimed, turning a simple fence into a gateway of wonder. It is a humble invitation to stand in the shadow of the glass, to watch the colors dance upon your skin, and to realize that even in the most solid of walls, there is always room for the light to shine through. As the colors fade with the setting sun, your eyes are drawn toward a miniature structure of stone, crossing a path where the earth meets the sky. 22. The miniature stone bridge. Imagine a world where a single step can carry you across a river of memories and into a forest of dreams. Visualize a bridge in miniature, an arch of ancient, flat stones gathered from the earth and stacked with the quiet precision of a secret. It stands over a dry bed of silver pebbles, a silent crossing that invites the spirit to pause and consider the journey. The stones are cool and heavy, cloaked in a velvet mantle of moss that speaks of damp mornings and the slow, rhythmic breath of the soil. This miniature bridge is a celebration of the transitions we make, a reminder that every crossing, no matter how small, is a moment of profound transformation. It reflects a deep, philosophical bond with the idea of the pathway, the understanding that beauty is not found in the destination, but in the bridges we build to reach it. There is an emotional stillness in this structure, a sense of timeless balance that connects the rugged strength of the mountain to the delicate peace of your sanctuary. To place this bridge in your garden is to honor the art of the crossing, seeing every stone as a steady hand held out to guide you. It is a humble invitation to slow your pace, to stand atop the arch, and to realize that even in the smallest of gardens, there is always room for a grand adventure. As your feet leave the stones, a gentle tinkling sound catches the wind, leading you toward the melodies hidden within the wood. "23. The Driftwood Wind Chimes. Imagine a song that doesn't belong to the voice, but to the very breath of the earth. Visualize a cluster of driftwood, sculpted by the relentless rhythm of the waves and dried by the unyielding sun, now suspended in the gentle currents of the garden air. When the breeze moves through your sanctuary, these silvered fragments of the forest find their voice once more, striking one another with a soft, hollow percussion that sounds like the heartbeat of a hidden woodland. It is a melody of texture and time, where the salt-kissed wood and the rustling leaves compose a poem of peace. These driftwood chimes are a celebration of the invisible, a reminder that even the wind has a story to tell if we provide the instruments to hear it. They reflect a philosophical bond with the idea of resonance, where we learn to vibrate in harmony with the natural forces around us. There is an emotional comfort in this organic music, a reassurance that everything in the garden is connected by the same invisible breath. To hang these weathered spirits in your sanctuary is to invite the wild into your home, turning a simple branch into a portal of sound. It is a humble invitation to close your eyes, to listen to the wooden whispers, and to realize that the most beautiful songs are the ones that have no words, but are felt deep within the soul. As the chimes drift back into silence, your eye is drawn to the soft, rhythmic swaying of textures hanging from a low-hanging bough. "24. The Rope-Wrapped Hanging Planters. Imagine a garden where the earth itself decides to take flight, suspended by the sturdy, honest grip of the weaver's craft. Visualize vessels of clay and stone, now softened by a layer of thick, sun-warmed jute rope, each knot a testament to patience, each wrap a celebration of the organic. These planters hang like living pendulums from the ancient boughs, cradling a bounty of emerald vines that overflow and dance in the invisible currents of the air. The rope, with its rough, earthy texture and scent of dried grass, forms a bridge between the solid timber of the tree and the delicate breath of the leaves. These hanging rope gardens are a celebration of the soft strength found in nature, a reminder that the most resilient bonds are often the most flexible. They reflect a philosophical bond with the idea of suspension, where we learn to let go of the ground and trust in the support of our own creations. There is an emotional warmth in seeing these fuzzy, textured spirits swaying in the shade, a reminder of the comfort and safety we find in the handcrafted. To hang these vessels in your sanctuary is to honor the art of the knot, seeing every twist of the twine as a prayer for balance. It is a humble invitation to look up, to watch the slow, rhythmic swaying of the green, and to realize that sometimes the most beautiful way to grow is to simply let the wind carry you. As the hanging vines brush against your shoulder, your gaze is drawn to a solitary throne of wood, waiting to crown a new king of the garden. "25. The Old Chair Throne Planter." Imagine a throne where nature itself sits to rest, reclaiming a piece of human history and turning it into a crown of living color. Visualize an old wooden chair, its back once straight and its seat once strong, now softened by the passage of time and the gentle touch of the seasons. It stands solitary in a quiet corner, no longer waiting for a person to sit, but serving as a sturdy cradle for a lush, overflowing tapestry of moss, ferns, and wildflowers. The wood, with its weathered grain and fragments of ancient paint, tells a silent story of home and rest, now finding its soul in the vibrant company of the garden. This chair planter is a celebration of the restored life, a reminder that beauty doesn't disappear when an object loses its original purpose. It simply waits for a new one to bloom. It reflects a deep, philosophical bond with the idea of legacy, where the things we once leaned upon become the foundations for the life that follows us. There is an emotional tenderness in seeing a piece of domestic life so fully embraced by the wild, a bridge between our memories of the hearth and our love for the earth. To place this throne in your sanctuary is to honor the art of the vintage, seeing every weathered slat as a trellis for new dreams. It is a humble invitation to pause and witness the royalty of the garden, to realize that in the heart of nature, even a discarded chair can become a monument of grace. As the flowers spill over the edge of the wood, your eyes are drawn toward a hidden spring, where the earth offers up its most crystalline treasure. "26. The Clay Pot Fountain Stack." Imagine a mountain of earth and water, built by your own hands to sing the song of the rain. Visualize a stack of humble terracotta pots, their warm, sun-baked clay now slick and dark with the constant embrace of a crystal stream. It is a structure of simple beauty, a tiered cascade where water tumbles from one vessel to the next, a rhythmic descent that fills the air with the cooling breath of a hidden spring. The terracotta, porous and honest, drinks in the moisture, allowing tiny patches of velvet moss to claim the edges, turning a utilitarian object into a living, breathing monument of stillness. This clay pot fountain is a celebration of the cycle of giving, a reminder that we are at our best when we allow our own abundance to overflow and nurture the world around us. It reflects a deep, philosophical bond with the element of water, the lifeblood of the garden that cleanses, heals, and connects. There is an emotional rhythm in this liquid heartbeat, a steady assurance that as long as the water flows, the spirit of the sanctuary remains vibrant and alive. To build this fountain is to honor the ancient art of the potter and the gardener, creating a centerpiece where the scent of wet earth meets the gentle music of the splash. It is a humble invitation to sit by the water's edge, to feel the mist upon your skin, and to realize that even in the simplest of vessels, there is a fountain of infinite peace. As the water hums its low, eternal tune, your attention is drawn to a world in miniature, where the smallest details hold the grandest stories. '27. The Teacup Fairy Garden Miniatures. Imagine a world where the grandest landscape can be cradled in the palm of your hand. Visualize a vintage teacup, a vessel once used for quiet conversations and morning rituals, now finding its soul as a sanctuary for the smallest of dreams. Within its delicate porcelain walls, tiny pebble paths wind through forests of emerald moss, and miniature benches wait for visitors that only the heart can see. It is a masterpiece of the minute, where a single succulent leaf becomes a towering oak, and a few grains of sand become a sprawling desert. This teacup garden is a celebration of the infinite beauty found in the smallest details. It reflects a deep, philosophical bond with the idea of microcosm, reminding us that no matter how vast the world may seem, we can find a sense of peace and control in the tiny wonders we nurture. There is an emotional tenderness in creating these small worlds, a bridge between the nostalgia of the hearth and the untamed spirit of the garden. To place these miniatures in your sanctuary is to honor the art of the intimate, seeing every chip in the porcelain as a valley of experience. It is a humble invitation to lean in closer, to quiet your mind, and to realize that sometimes the most profound journeys are the ones taken within the diameter of a single cup. As you rise from the miniature world, your gaze is drawn to a boundary made of woven light and shadows, shielding the garden's secrets. '28. The woven willow garden fencing. Imagine a boundary that breathes with the wind and bends with the grace of a dancer. Visualize a fence woven from the slender, supple limbs of the willow, a tapestry of wood that rises from the earth not to imprison, but to embrace. Each branch is a line in a poem of patience, interlaced by hand to create a rhythmic shield of rustic elegance. The wood, with its soft tones of ochre and silver gray, feels warm to the touch, still carrying the flexibility of the riverside within its fibers. It is a structure that honors the ancient art of the wattle, a craft as old as the hills, where the strength of the many overcomes the fragility of the one. This woven fencing is a celebration of the strength found in unity and the beauty of the handmade. It reflects a deep, philosophical bond with the idea of interconnection. The understanding that our lives, like these branches, are stronger and more beautiful when we are woven together. There is an emotional comfort in this organic screen, a reminder of a time when we lived in closer harmony with the materials of the land. To weave these branches into your sanctuary is to create a living heritage, seeing every twist of the wood as a connection to the artisans of the past. It is a humble invitation to protect your peace with something that belongs to the earth, realizing that the most effective barriers are the ones that allow the light and the air to flow freely through them. As your hand traces the pattern of the weave, your gaze is drawn to the ground, where a tapestry of stone begins to unfold beneath your feet. 29. The Pebble Mosaic Corner. Imagine a carpet made of the earth's own bones, arranged with the rhythmic grace of a slow, steady tide. Visualize a corner of your sanctuary where the soil gives way to a sea of pebbles, each stone handpicked and set on edge to form a swirling mosaic of patterns that speak to the ancient geometry of the world. It is a tapestry of texture beneath your feet, where the smooth, cool surfaces of river-worn stones create a mandala of stillness. In shades of slate, cream, and charcoal, these pebbles tell a story of mountain streams and the long, patient work of water, now finding their eternal home in the quiet embrace of your garden. This pebble mosaic is a celebration of the slow art, a reminder that beauty is built stone by stone, moment by moment. It reflects a deep, philosophical bond with the idea of groundedness, where we find our own center by connecting with the raw materials of the earth. There is an emotional calm in tracing these spiraling lines with your eyes, a sense of order and harmony that balances the wild energy of the growing plants. To lay this mosaic in your sanctuary is to honor the art of the intentional, seeing every small stone as a vital part of a grander vision. It is a humble invitation to stand barefoot upon the earth, to feel the cool strength of the stones, and to realize that even the most scattered fragments of life can be woven into a beautiful and lasting harmony. As the sun sets over the stones, the warm glow of a lantern draws you toward the final sanctuary of the day. The rustic mason jar lanterns. Imagine a moment when the sun begins to set and your garden isn't lost in darkness, but awakened in a soft glow. Imagine a row of glass jars, simple kitchen items now hanging like fireflies frozen in time. Inside, a golden light shimmers, casting shadows of leaves on the stone walls and walkways. It's a light that doesn't impose itself, a welcoming glow that invites the soul to rest and reflect under the shade of the night sky. These jar lanterns are a celebration of serenity and warmth. They symbolize the philosophy that the most precious things are often hidden in the most humble containers. There's an emotional warmth in seeing the garden you've built with your own hands now bathed in light, as if nature is blessing your retreat. Placing these lanterns in your favorite corner is a way to honor the transition between the hustle and bustle of the day and the peace of the night. It's a humble invitation to turn off the noise of the world, sit for a moment in luminous silence, and realize that in the midst of simplicity, we can find the purest magic. As the sun sets on our journey today, remember that a garden is never truly finished. It is a conversation between you and the earth that continues with every season. The beauty we've shared today didn't come from a store. It came from the vision to see the extraordinary in the ordinary. May your hands stay dirty and your heart stay full of dreams. Thank you for spending this quiet time with me at Home and Garden Borneo. I'll see you next week, right here, in our shared sanctuary. Until then, keep creating.